Okay, hello everyone. I'm Marcin Rudolf, I'm CTO at dltHub. I'm gonna show you what we are building right now with my team. And it's a pretty new thing. So I'm gonna show you this in practice, like a kind of demo. But I will also as well try to explain the concept of what we are building, yes? We call it DLT+. So you can say it's a kind of extension to the open source DLT. So Christoph very kindly did already an introduction what DLT is. So thank you very much. And I really waiting for this IDE that we are building because I'll be switching a lot. It would be very easy for me to use it probably. Okay, so that's it. So maybe I'll show you DLT, what DLT is first, yes? So those are our docs. Yes, 50% of people didn't use it, so I think this is gonna be beneficial. So to use DLT, you do the pip install, you import it, and you create a function that just yields some data, yes? And you decorate this function, and you run a pipeline. And this is it, yes? So DLT is a library. And the library, you write code, and everything that you do is on your own. You can fit it into your platform. You can run it as a script. You can run it on Lambda, whatever it is, yes? So we are completely agnostic to that. This also means that you're gonna have certain needs, yes? And these needs are around making this DLT to work in a larger team. So this is one way you can look at what DLT+ is, yes? So let me go to the demo that I'm going to show you today. We have a certain, so DLT+ is a set of technologies, yes? But what I'm going to show is a certain application of it. We call it like a portable data lake. It's going to use key components or key things that we have in DLT+. One component is like a support for creation of the open standard lakes. So this is it. Another thing is support for the local transformation. So we already had Christoph showing DuckDB. DuckDB can do a lot. Combined with the open data lakes, it's super powerful. Yeah? So we're going to show you a little bit of this. And the other things, we're going to show you something that we call a DLT package. The best way is to simply show it, yes, in practice, how we're going to build this, yes. But DLT package, this is so I'll give you a little bit of background on the concept, yes. So we had this concept of the data mesh, yes. So you can say this is like a really working implementation of the data mesh, or you can say this is like if you know the microservice architecture, yes, or what are microservices, you can say this is like a microservices for the data platforms, yes. So DLT package is the goal to create this package is to add a new data set to your data platform, yes? You want to add a new data set, and now Christoph mentioned needs, yes? This is the reason to add this data set. It's a need of certain people to do something with the data. In this case, it's our internal case. We want to analyze our GitHub repo and some other repos and look at the GitHub issues and see if people like our library, yes? And this is what Matt wants, yes? So he has this need. But actually, who's gonna do this? Our working students are gonna do this. And there are data scientists. They do Python. Yes, they are hardcore Python users. They don't know any SQL. So data engineers, people like me, I'm not a data engineer, I'm more software engineer, but I assume this role in here. We're gonna build for the data scientists to create something for Matt to see, yes? You can also call it a data product. We're gonna create a small data product, which is a data set, actually 2 data sets. One is with this data that is in GitHub, so GitHub events stored on the Delta Lake, on AWS, and another one is a place that people are gonna share the data back, the reports, the data frames, and so on, and this needs to be used by the data scientist that doesn't know anything about any databases, yes? And this is actually happening on Snowflake, and we are gonna create a data set on Snowflake for sharing back the data, yes. So that's our demo setup. So, okay, let's start the demo. I will try to type with one hand. I'm not used to this, so I hope it's gonna work. Let's start the demo, yes? And we're gonna start the demo with defining, can you see this well? How should I make it a little bigger? Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna start to build this DLT package. Yes, so first step to build a DLT package is to think what I really need to interact with. Yes, what I really want to have in this package, and then I'm able to simply declare it. Yes, at the top you see the datasets. Datasets are like things that we are really promoting, like we are making this, they are primary citizens, yes, of our concept. So they are like these assets, yes. So a lot of focus is gonna be on this. You knew the pipelines before, they were using datasets because we are focused on the loading. The dataset was something that we interacted after that. Now we really want to help you to manage the datasets and work with them. So we have two datasets, obviously. One is for raw data. It's going to reside on the Delta Lake destination. The other one is reports dataset. It's going to reside on something called warehouse. It's Snowflake in production. So these are datasets. We have a source, which is a GitHub source. It's still a DLT source. Yes. So this is actual DLT source. It's gonna work with the Delta. It's gonna materialize the Delta table. We're also gonna have partitions on it. So really like a defined for production already. The source is very simple. So as you can see, you still write DLT code. Those things are now working together or on top. We have two destinations. One is a Delta Lake on the file system. The other one is a warehouse. We are simulating stuff with DuckDB. And we have a pipeline. Pipeline loads data from the GitHub events to the Delta Lake. And this is like a main part of the package. I'm gonna also talk about the transformations because I wanna give my data scientists useful data sets. Sometimes the raw data is not enough. They're gonna use the raw data as well, but I'm also gonna do some aggregates for them and so on. So yeah, so this is it. Here I define the package. I say what's in the package. I focus on the data set the most. And yeah, and this is one of the magic moments. By just doing this, I also define a full local development environment. Yes. So if you go up and look what's there, we see that the destination is on a local file system. I'm going to create a full Delta Lake with everything like a normal data lake just on this laptop. Yes. We are simulating Snowflake with DuckDB, so people that know DLT know that we have universal schema. It's gonna work the same way on Snowflake. After the same code is gonna also run on Snowflake. And then we have transformations, yes? So there is a little bit of secret sauce. Transformations are done also locally, always locally, even in production, with DuckDB. And this is like the power of the open data lakes that can actually use it from many different engines. And our engine of choice is DuckDB. It's super cheap, very fast, portable, so you can deploy it in the same region, AWS region as your data, and then it's really very, very, very fast. All right, so I have it. I have my package defined. I can start interacting with this package, yes? So let me clear first the project. So, okay. It's visible. Good, very good. Now I can. No, it's okay. So I can run the pipeline that I just created. So we have this this command that some people using DLT already know. So you're gonna run events to lake. That was the name of the pipeline, lake, and this is a new command. Yes, it's a run command. So we are running this command. We are taking data from a huge archive, dispatching to many different Delta tables. It's done. We have now a Delta Lake on this laptop. We can look now at the data set. Yes, so this is actually a new thing. We're gonna look at the data set. On the first one, I created this row layer data set. Yes. So we have a new data set on a Delta Lake. It has 17 tables. By the way, this is the tables that we are really interested in. I'm going to show this table later. So yeah, we have our raw data. Now, we also have schemas for everything. Yeah? So people that know DLT know that we can do really very good schema inference. So I know exactly what the shape of the data is. Another magic moment is that I can generate my transformation layer from this data automatically. Yes, and so we could do Yato, by the way. So let's do it at some point. But now it's DBT. So I have a DBT project that got generated. For example, the sources, it's all coming from the DLT schema. You don't need to write it. It's also incremental. Also, you don't need to do anything. We have this load ID that is tracking loads, and you can build a very nice universal incremental loading on it. The thing that I need to do are those dimensions tables. There are simple aggregates there, like just counting some issues and so on. So now I can run it. Yes, I can run it. Transformation. Okay. So I will run the transformation. What is happening behind? Yes, so we are creating a local DuckDB. We are creating views on the Delta Lake. Yes, remote views to query the data. And we are also pulling whatever we need from Snowflake. And so we have a small view on our big platform locally in the DuckDB. It's like a big platform. We call it sometimes pond because there is a lake and there is a small pond of the data. And now the transformations are always running on DuckDB. So I do not have problems. The dialects is going to run the same on my real production. It's also very cheap. It's also very fast, yes? Once you cache the data, it's very fast, very nice for this observability tools that's like observable or evidence, yes? So we already have a new data set, yes? So this data set is a reports data set. Let me show you this data set. Reports. Oh, that's a, sorry, it's not a plus. Reports. And so our stream meetup now works with the data sets as well. So let me just show it to you. So we have our dimensional tables. I'm doing this to, like, I run everything manually to see if the shape of the data is right. Yeah, I'm happy with this. It looks like the data is okay. So modeling is done. Now I need to think a little bit about the quality of the data because this is still DLT and this is still Python. I can write tests. Yes, so I will write tests for everything that I did manually. So I run the pipeline. I assert the shape of the data. I see if I ingested everything that I wanted. I do the same for the TLA. I simply run it every time with the clean state, and I see if there's correct shape of the data at the end and the correct things. Like you can go very deeply. So now I'm quite sure that the data is right. I can say I'm done. Yes, I did everything. There is a new data set. I can just deploy it in production. Yes, but because I'm an engineer, yes, so I'm a good engineer. So I'm not doing this for myself. I'm doing this for the other people. So I know that in my team, there are people that are gonna, first of all, secure this package and deploy it in production. And secondly, there are people that are work only in Python. So my data scientist, actually, the working student, doesn't know all the schemas and SQL and so on. And we really want this person to get on board that in a few minutes, yes, start working immediately, don't waste any time on DLT, just do the work, share the data set, and Matt can see some kind of report, yes? So this is what we want, and there's another magic moment that happens right now. So everything that we did is also a Python package, yes? So every of those entities is available automatically by importing a Python package, yes? And this is like a concept of this platform, of this mesh, yes? So it's like a Pythonic mesh, I would say. Every piece of the platform is a Python package. They can be dependent on each other. You can merge these data sets into one, create a unified catalog by just doing Python dependencies. So there is a big concept behind it. If someone wants to know more, I can just talk, yes? It's a lot of things to talk about. Okay, so this is it. I show you the very briefly the manifest, yes, that is added to every package, and the point of interest is this catalog. It's automatically created catalog for these data sets. All the tables are there. and the people, we're gonna mostly interact with this. All right, so now let's prepare for the package. Like I do the last step, prepare the package for the my infra people to work with, that's gonna secure it and deploy, and also for the data scientists. So we have this concept of the profiles that you can say, now yes, Delta Lake is really on the bucket, yes, and the warehouse really is Snowflake. I'm not saying what are the credentials, not my job, but I'm helping my infra team to deal with the resources. And for people that are gonna use this, my working students, my data scientists, yes, they're gonna use the profile, probably with different permissions, the production profile, but I'm saying on the dataset level what they can do with the data and what they cannot. So we have this concept of the data contract or schema contract, and I'm saying on the raw layer, I'm freezing everything. So you can read, but you cannot write, you cannot change the schemas. If you are a data scientist, it's mostly to prevent some accidents, like pushing data frames back to the data lakes and so on. It's too easy with DLT, yes? So, and the other one is the reports. So this is the place they're gonna share the reports. And I'm saying, yes, you can add new tables, but when I freeze the table, the schema, you will not be able to change it. Yes? So this is also to prevent some accidents, like pushing the data frame to a wrong place. All right, so I shut down the data engineer. I will briefly talk about the infra, yes? So we decided in our demo that the data engineer and someone that is responsible for security is a different person. Yes, so it's a large team. It could be the same person. Yes, but nevertheless, like there are some things that even the single person will see beneficial. So now I'm an infra engineer. I'm just interested in a little bit of this package. Yes, I look at the manifest. I'm really interested in the credentials. I'm interested in the resources I need to create, maybe with Terraform. I'm interested in access. Yes. So we have a concept of an audit of the package. Yes. So I want to audit the access profile. So I do something like that. The profile is access. Okay, and I do the audit. Yes, so I'm gonna create. So this is like going very deeply into what's in the package and also into the metadata generated by the DLT itself and looking in the things that infra people or security people are interested. So we know everything about the credentials that are required, yes? We know what are the resources, so we have buckets, yes? We know what is the desired access that data engineers wants to have for the access or for the data scientists. And also we say what's the configuration of our warehouse, yes? So actually you wanna have like also the right access there, and this is the contract. This is also a log file, so if someone comes and is changing anything, it will not deploy without the knowledge of the someone responsible for security. With this command, you can also build the Docker file that will not build if there is something changed. So let's say the audit has passed, there is nothing changed. I'm an infra engineer, I'm happy. I will deploy it on GitHub Actions in here, for example. And also because audit passed, I will create a PyPy package in our company PyPy. This opens this package to be used by the data scientists. Yes, so this is the flow. Again, maybe I will go back a little for a second to the flow. We created the package, we secured the package, we pushed it into production. So now the pipeline is running all the time, very close to the data, creating these tables, everything. And after that, the publication happened. So now it's open for the usage. Yes. Okay, now I'm the data scientist. What happens when I'm a data scientist? So this is, I think, I mean, this is really a moment when this vision of like making these people autonomous is like coming very close to I mean, as close as possible, yes? Because, and by the way, this is something, we gave this package to our data scientists, yes? So we gave this package to them and told them about this catalog entry point, and this is what happened. Yes, so this is the notebook they use to create this data set. We install the package, yes. So this is like a pip install data platform. We were talking about this a little bit. I think Matt was talking about this. So you install this package. This package you can import. In this package you have this catalog. You just inspect the catalog. You see 2 data sets. This is my row layer data set. So I look at the tables. This is the table that is interesting to me as a data scientist. So the only thing I need to do is to say, I want to get this table as a data frame. Here you have full support for IBIS expressions. So look at this data frame expressions to select the data. It's going to happen on the lake via DuckDB. So you are not pulling the whole data if you don't want it. Yeah? So it's not like this typical problem that it's going to crash your memory. You just take the data that you need. In that case, we take everything. This is the issues table, and that's it. Yes, so it's now you do the magic. Yes, with your data frames, you create some models, visualizations. It's like a typical data scientist job. I will just skip it to the moment where the actual final data set or report is created. So we embed this thing, we create some topic models, and at the end we have a cluster. So we assign these issues to clusters with different sentiments, and this is what we want to share with the whole company. Now, to share it, okay, let me find the share. Okay, to share it, you do this, yes? So to the reports dataset, I save this data frame into this table. Yes, I'm allowed to do this. There was this contract saying I can create a new table. I save it. As you can see, this is a DLT pipeline inside. So we push this to the Snowflake, and now someone can build a stream it up. It's not a part of this, or even we can share this. I mean, Matt can also use Metabase or anything, or even the Snowflake stuff, build his own app to see this. Like we know now the sentiments. Yeah. A little bonus is like what happens when I try to push my data frame into the row layer. I have no permissions, so yeah, it won't happen. We will not let you do it. And the other one is what happens if I save the data frame into a wrong table. This is my dimensional table that I just created in dbt. Yes, it's a completely different shape. With DLT, you could try to override it, add some columns to it. It's not going to happen. You are not allowed to do this. Yes, so this is what we see. I think this is the end of the demo, more or less. This is how we see how the composable platforms could work, yes? How the data mesh can be implemented, at least for the teams that have a lot of Python users, yes? This package can be organized in the repositories, yes? And they can deal with just the thing that people should know, yes? So if I use this package, I just need to learn a little bit, yes? I don't need to learn everything. And it's very simple to use, yes? Onboarding is quick, and yeah, that's it. Yes, yeah, I think that's it.